hey. Listen. If I'm talking to you, if you're still using AI like a search engine, I got to tell you that you are 1,000,000% leaving money on the table. And I'm about to show you exactly how I manage AI agents as real employees in my business. And by the end of this video, you're going to know how to do it too. Okay. Welcome officially to AI Agent Management 101. I'm Dee Williams. Class is officially in session. This is your moment. This is your life. 'Cause empires rise where ideas ignite. This is your moment. This is your life. Hey, I am Dee Williams, founder of Staffpreneurs Academy and founder of Unleash Your Ideas. And I'm really excited to be here because over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to pull the curtain back on exactly how and what I do to train my agents, to manage my agents, and to treat them as more of a workforce. And I'm not saying a full workforce, but treat them more as a workforce, which is something that a lot of people are not talking about. And this is not a tutorial about prompts. This is really going to be a masterclass on leadership in the age of AI. So stay with me. You're going to learn a few things. I'm glad to see you're here, fired up. Oh my gosh. Tiffany Jones in the house. She's so hey. I hope you're fired up. We're going into hardcore AI training today. And I have a PowerPoint presentation for you. What do you know? You know I'm always with the PPTs. And I'm really excited because I'm getting closer and closer to actually showing y'all what I've been building here on the back end. And it has taken me some time. Like really some time, but I'm excited to be able to show you all. But before I do that, because I know a lot of you are actually building your agents with me, you're all using OpenClaw or you're preparing to use it and so forth. There are a few things that I feel like we need to talk about to make sure that you understand what you're really getting into when you're talking about, managing AI agents and so forth. And today's conversation is going to be about AI management, which is something nobody's really talking about. Nobody is talking about the fact that the future of work is managing AI. It's people who have the ability to manage AI, who have the ability to take what they have in their heads and to actually implement that through AI. And I'm a business coach. So a lot of you don't know who I am. I'm a business coach. So I teach, I build tech, but I do a lot of coaching and I teach people how to set their businesses up, how to scale their business, how to deliver their services. And I try to always incorporate AI and show them how to incorporate AI into that. Today, we're going to dive into that at a higher level, right? It's not just going to be at the basic level, but it's going to be at a very high level. I'm really excited to share this with you. I'm going to share my screen because you already know I've got to put the PowerPoint in play, okay? I got to put the PowerPoint in play. And so let me share my screen here. I'm so excited. I would love to know who's here hanging out with me, having fun with me today. I'm going to probably have to change the way my screen is viewed. Let's see what shows up. Give me one quick second. Sometimes you think you got everything together. Okay, so I need to switch it out. So I'm going to swap my display so that you can see my other one. All right. I'm going to add you to the stage. Oh, yeah. All right. And you can put your comments in the chat and I'll answer them at the end. But I'm going to share my screen now because I want to get into this so good. Okay. And I'm going to just make sure you can see me properly because you already know how I am. And sometimes I might, let me turn my volume down because, okay, here we go. I just want to make sure that you're seeing everything that I'm seeing, and you are. Okay, so today we're talking about AI Management 101, how to set up, direct, and lead your AI like a real employee. This is so important. This is so important. I hope you are freaking fired up. Say yes. Say yes. Say, I'm fired up, D. I just want to hear you say, I'm fired up. I know you are. Okay. All right, perfect. Hey, Stephanie, my girl Steph's in the house. I love it. All right, let's dive in because I'm getting crazy with it. So let me paint you two pictures, okay? Just two. In one, you're doing everything yourself. You're drowning in tasks. You can't afford to hire. You're burning out. And the other one, you have a team of agents working alongside of you 24 hours a day. They never call in sick. They never need PTO. They never complain. I want to know which world you want to live in. Okay. This is the old way of building a business. It was very linear, right? You were doing it yourself. You needed more output. You hired more people, right? You had more managements and more problems, right? Okay, that's just the reality of what that was. And the new way is a little bit different. The new way is where you're deploying agents that handles tasks 24/7, not to replace your team, but to multiply what your team can already do, right? One agent can't handle compliance monitoring, or one agent rather can handle compliance monitoring, content creation, data analysis, and client communication all by itself. But here's the thing that nobody's really talking about. These agents don't really manage themselves. You have to learn how to manage them. And that's a brand new skill set that we didn't have before, right? So the businesses that learn this skill first are going to be the businesses that dominate. The ones that don't, they'll wonder what happened. And let me show you what I mean by that. I want to introduce you to two members of my team, okay? And their names are Kenny and Lyric. They're both AI agents, and they're two of the most valuable team members that I have, but they do very different things. So let me explain. So Kenny is my Claude. Okay, he's my Claude-based AI agent. He lives inside structured projects with memory instructions and uploaded files. Right. I hand Kenny the transcript, and he writes the recaps in my voice. So when I'm working with my clients and I have wins and challenges and the to-do list and so forth, I record my Loom video of my meeting. I hand it to Kenny, my Claude Kenny, and he does all the transcripts and stuff like that for me. I do a review, read through them, make sure they're amazing, and then I go on about my business. Get it on to my clients. He builds my sales presentations. He manages my pricing guides. He creates content for me on this YouTube channel. He helps me develop products. Kenny is strategic. He's structured, and he's very project driven. And I love Kenny. I'm not even going to lie. Yes, I broke up with ChatGPT because we are what are we doing with chat? We are protesting. We're saying no ChatGPT, but we're pro Claude. Now, I want you to meet Lyric. Lyric is my OpenClaw AI agent. Some of you have already met Lyric in previous videos. Okay. Lyric operates more autonomously. She executes tasks where she's like engaging in workflows and doing work more independently. You know what I'm saying? The thing is Kenny is my strategic partner inside of projects. Lyric is the worker that's in the field getting things done. And here's the key. I don't just use these agents. I actually work with them. You know, I manage them. That's totally different than just using AI. Working with them and managing them is totally different than just using AI, right? So the same way you manage two employees who have different skill sets and different roles, that's the skill that I'm going to teach you today. Two agents, two different platforms, one management skill, And one management skill. Today, 67% of my org chart is AI powered because I learned how to lead my AI agents. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm actually going to dive into my Claude and show you what it looks like and how I engage with Kenny. Very similarly to introducing you to Lyric. Lyric is about to get a brand new home, which I'm very excited about with her other agents. And so we haven't moved her over yet. So she's still on my Telegram. But I'm excited to still introduce you to Lyric again and have that conversation with her, my AI agent. Now, there are two types of people right now who use AI and who manage AI, and the gap between them is worth millions of dollars. And let me explain. Okay. So using AI, you're more asking one-off questions. If you're asking ChatGPT a question, you're going to copy that answer and you're going to move on. There is no structure. There is no memory. There is no continuity. You get generic responses because you gave it generic context, right? Managing AI is completely different. It's completely different because when you manage AI, you set up a project with a purpose. You give it instructions on how you work, your voice, your standards. You upload files, your contracts, your frameworks, your client data, and you essentially build memory. So it remembers what you've worked on together. And that's where that partnership with AI becomes so freaking amazing. It becomes so freaking powerful because it remembers what you worked on together. And then you get to create that continuity so that every conversation builds on the last conversation, right? And then the result is that your agent produces custom outputs in your voice tailored to your business, at a level that would take a human employee months to reach, essentially. And that's not really using a tool, that's managing a team member. So a lot of times right now, people are really looking at AI as a tool, when in all actuality, you should be looking at AI as a team member. Lock that in your mind right now. Lock it in. You should be looking at it as a team member, okay? Now, which side of this are you on right now? And I want you to be honest, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to get to the right side. But are you on the side of just using AI, or are you on the side of managing AI? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Okay. We're not treating AI. We're not treating AI as a tool. We're treating AI as a full employee. Now, real quick, if you're watching this and you're already thinking, I need to learn this, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, right? Because I'm getting ready to give you this complete breakdown. Okay. So I want you to like this video and subscribe and share it with someone if you can. Okay. This is the kind of training that people charge thousands of dollars for. I charge thousands of dollars for training like this. So I'm giving this to you for free. If you find it to be valuable, let me know by subscribing, turning on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my notifications when I'm going live. Now, let's get back to work, okay? Let's get back to work, because the next thing I want to teach you is the language of AI, because if you don't know the vocabulary, it's going to be hard for you to manage things. All right, now, AI vocabulary. That's me being fired up, just so you know. Listen, context tokens and context windows. Please let the world know D told you about it. Before you can manage an AI agent, you need to speak the language. And I'm not talking about code. I'm talking about 3 words that will forever change how you work with AI. Okay. Context is everything that AI knows about the current conversation. Let me just say that. That's what context is. This is a very important word for you to remember. Okay. Very important word for you to remember. Context is everything your AI knows about the current conversation. It's your instructions, your uploaded files, all of that is context. The more relevant context that you are giving your agent, the better the output. So I want you to kind of think of it like onboarding, right? And that's really what it is. It's like you're onboarding a new employee. The more background you give the employee, the better they perform, right? So that's very, very, very important for you to know, understand, and remember. Now, tokens are something a little bit different. Tokens, okay. I know I'm going, if I'm going too fast, let me know. I don't want to go too fast, okay? Just let me know. But this is just as important, okay? Tokens are the units that AI uses to read and to write, essentially. I want you to think of words chopped into little tiny small pieces. A single message might use hundreds or thousands of tokens and okay, period. So now we want you to put those two together. So you got context and you got tokens, okay? So you've got context, which is everything that AI knows about you, and you have tokens, which is the units that AI uses to read and write, okay? Okay, so now the next thing you need to understand is context windows, okay? Now, a context window, that's like your AI's short-term memory limit. It's like the best way to describe it is like a container. And once that container is full, your agent starts to forget all of the earlier parts of your conversation. This is why your AI might start giving you weaker answers after a long session. You might see the AI's answers like degrading, like because their context window is running out. You're going to be talking to your AI. You're going to say, I didn't say that, or that's not what we discussed. Well, your AI just kind of forgot because the context window is only but so long. Once it gets to a certain point, it starts to trunctuate. I don't know how to say the word, TRUNCT. It starts to crunch the words up and make it smaller, condense it, and kind of make it like a paragraph, like a summary of whatever it is that you discussed. And the more you write in that context window, or the more you're engaging with your agent in the context window, it's crunching up and summarizing the information above, missing key details that are needed for this conversation in this context window to keep happening. So this is why I created something called the handoff, which I'll get to in a moment. But I wanted you to understand what context is, okay? And what tokens are and what a context window is. And now that you know what context is, I want to show you what happens when context goes wrong. Because this is where most people lose their AI and they don't even realize they've lost their AI, okay? So have you ever been working with your AI and the answers just start getting crazy weird? Not just weird, but they start getting worse. Like it was doing great for an hour, and then suddenly it's giving you like this lazy, half-ass baked response. I want you to know that that's not a glitch. It's called a drift. And if you don't know what it is, it's literally going to cost you. So let's talk about a drift, because a lot of people don't realize that AI drifts, okay? So drift is when your AI agent slowly stops following your original instructions over the course of a long conversation. It starts cutting corners. It changes tone, it skips steps, it takes shortcuts without even telling you. I want you to think of it like an employee who's been working a 12-hour shift. They're still clocked in, they're still technically doing the work, right? But the quality has dropped drastically. They're tired. They're not being precise anymore. Well, your AI does the same thing. And it does it when its context window gets full. So the signs are clear if you understand and if you know what to look for. Okay. So I'm going to give you some rules or some things that will let you know that your AI is slipping, it is drifting. Y'all can use this word. This is real. Okay. So your AI may be drifting. Okay. So shorter responses than usual. If your AI, and this is what to look for, these are the signs that you are going to look for to know if your AI is drifting. If they're giving you shorter responses than usual, then they're drifting. If they are skipping your formatting rules, they're drifting. If they're changing the tone of voice that you set, they're drifting. If they're missing steps in a process, they're drifting. This is why I have a rule with my Kenny. Okay, at 50% context, he flags me immediately. We don't wait until the quality drops. We get ahead of it before it even starts. And when it's time, we do a structured handoff. So the next section picks up right where we left off with zero quality loss. So I want you to understand this is very important because drift is manageable if you know how to spot it, but there's something worse than drift. And that's when your AI just makes things up. And I'm going to explain that next. So here's the scariest thing about AI, and I mean this. Your agent can look you straight in the face and just lie to you, period. Not on purpose, but it will generate an answer that sounds perfectly real, perfectly confident, and it's completely made up. That's called a hallucination. And a hallucination is when your AI presents false information as fact, right? It doesn't say, I'm not sure, D. It doesn't say, I don't know. It generates an answer that sounds real, complete with made up statistics, fake sources, invented case studies, and it delivers it with full confidence. This is dangerous for you and your business. Okay. Imagine sending a client a contract with terms of your AI, that terms that your AI actually fabricated. Imagine publishing a blog post with statistics that don't really exist, or making a hiring decision based on compliance advice that your AI invented. And I got to tell you this, a lot of people skip my coaching. They skip staffing coaching because they're like, oh, I can get it done. I'll just ask AI and AI will get it compliant. AI will lie to you. So if you don't know how to ask and what to ask appropriately, do not get that twisted, okay? All right. So this is why I built rules into my Kenny, okay, which is Claude, which is my AI, as well as my my AI agents. But the first rule that I tell my agent instructions is, if you don't know something, you have to tell me. You cannot make things up. You have to tell AI that. Okay. I also have a rule that it's okay not to know something, right? Because beyond that, you need to verify important claims yourself, right? And the best protection is to give your agent real data to work from. So you're going to upload your actual documents, your actual numbers, your actual frameworks. And when the AI has real files that to reference, that it hallucinates far less than when it's working from memory alone, right? So drift is what you call slow fade. Hallucinations are the confident lie. Okay. And so before I show you the tools that we use to connect, I want to actually show you how this works, because it's very interesting. You're going to see what I'm talking about how AI essentially drifts. Okay. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Dee, this is crazy. And I'm going to say, yes, it is. Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, so I'm on the wrong one. You're gonna say, yes, it is crazy, and it is psycho crazy. So let's go in, and I'll show you. I can't show you like my I gotta be careful because some of the stuff that I have is very confidential. So we're gonna go into Claude, and I'm gonna actually show you some really cool things, but we're gonna actually go into Claude, and so that you can see how this actually works. And the first thing that I would tell you is, if you go into your settings and Claude, like when you go in there, you always want to go into your settings and just check things out and make sure that things are set up and on and connected and all of that stuff. I'm going to give you some other things to show you how to connect in grave detail, but just always check out your settings to make sure things are right. Then you want to go over to your customize area over in Claude. And there are a few things that you're going to want to do, which we're going to get into in a little bit, which is connecting your skills and your connectors. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. There's also, I got to remember where we put the memory. Because there's actually a place where you go in, and they just kind of move things a little bit. but there's a place that you actually go in and add your memory, like all the things that you want Claude to remember about yourself. Very, 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 very important. I don't know why I didn't put that in this one. I really didn't, but you actually want to use that one. So I'll go back to that in a second. The big thing that I really want you to understand is when you are creating projects, right, inside of Claude. I got to use Staffingpreneurs Academy because this one just makes more sense. They're going to give you the things that we just talked about. They give you an opportunity to add those things. So here you see you have a memory. Okay. This memory is only you. So when I go in, this is what I was actually looking for. When I go into my project, you have a project memory, and this memory is about you. And this is so that your AI will know everything they need to know about you. And you can add to this as you're developing things and you're creating new things. You can actually add to the memory so they know. Now, if you're a new entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you, you're coming in at such a great time because you don't have any bad habits yet. And this gives you an opportunity to create really good habits. Everything in your business should be documented. You've got to document everything in your business. And one of the reasons why that's going to be important right now is because literally AI needs to read that so that it understands how to support you appropriately. So a lot of the work that you're going to be doing in the beginning is really gathering information about your business services, getting clear on things, because if you throw trash into AI, it's going to spit trash back out. So you can't just take all the documents you have and just upload them in there because some of them may be outdated or whatever the case may be. And so we need to go back in and make sure that we're delivering excellent information about AI. Now, one of the things that I did was I went in through all my AI platforms and I was like, tell me what you know about me. And actually, Claude gives you a prompt that you can give each AI platform that would give information about you. And this is essentially what they, what it did. It came back and this is what it learned about me and what it understands as to who I am. That's my memory. Now, the next thing you're going to do is give it instructions. This is where you got to get real serious with it. So these are not some of my best instructions, but these are instructions that I require 100%. Forget me telling him who he is. So I like to call him Kenny. Kenny was my dad's name. If you don't know, my dad passed away in 2010. He was my best friend. And my godfather, I met maybe 3 or 4 years after that. His name is actually Kenny. So I have a soft spot for the name Kenny. And so most of my AI is named Kenny. Okay. So the one that's most important to me. So his name is Kenny. And I just told him, like he's working with me hand in hand with my staffing business, whatever. I know more than him, so it doesn't really matter. But I just pump him up, say, hey, I need you to have all of these things. Fine. But you have to give him like very specific instructions about things that you want done. So like I do a lot of PowerPoint presentations. So I had to give him instructions. Like if you create a PowerPoint presentation, design in batches of 15 slides so you can maintain fresh context. I'm telling you that context window is very, very, very important. If you didn't know it before, understand how important it is. Put context window, just type in context window in the chat because I want to make sure that you understand how important that context window is. It defines whether or not your information is coming back valid or not. I don't care if they tell you they got, because you hear a lot of people say, oh, they now have a 2 million context window with whatever. Most AI can only read about 200,000 words or sets of context, right? After that, it just starts getting crazy for them. And so no matter how long that window is, they have a limit. And you've got to understand that if you really want to get the best out of AI. So I tell them that I want it in PowerPoint and Google format so I can see the updates and then I can download the final file if I need it. And then I give them information how I want my PowerPoint slides to go out. Please don't use emojis unless you're making a statement. Otherwise, no. At 50% context, you must flag me. This is something that people have to understand. And I'm kind of giving away a cheat. This is a cheat. I know I'm giving this away. I probably shouldn't, but okay, fine. I'm sure y'all not going to tell nobody. me in real life, right? This is just between me and you. You're not going to share this with the entire world, right? You've got to tell your agent when they get to 50% context to flag you, because once they get past that 50% mark, it's going to come out different. They're going to start drifting, hallucinating, and all other types of things. And what you're spitting out and you're thinking is appropriate, it's not going to be. And if you're not reading it, and most people just take what AI says, gives it to them, and puts it out there. If you're not reading it, then you're going to see, like, you're not going to be able to recognize when your agent is drifting or hallucinating. So I let them know, listen, we'll write a structured handoff where you write a summary of everything we've been working on, decisions made, where we left off, what's next, any open questions. I tell him, if you don't know something, tell me. Do not make things up. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. Feel free to push back on anything I say kindly. Because one time I put on here, feel free to push back on anything I said. He came at me so aggressively. I was like, what did I do? So I had to go back into the instructions in parentheses and put kindly. And so now he's very kind when he pushes back on me, which I prefer because I'm protective of my ideas. Don't be afraid to ask me critical thinking questions to push my thought process if it makes sense. So I don't want him to ask me 1,000 questions, but I do know that AI rots your brain, and it rots your brain because it begins to think for you in some ways, especially if you really don't understand how to use and how to manage AI appropriately. So all of my AI are required to ask me open-ended critical thinking questions at the end so that I can keep fresh. I don't want to lose anything. When everybody else's brain is rotten, mine will continue to stay fresh, and AI will allow me to continue to do that. So it's very, very cool. I also need you to tell me how you're feeling periodically. I said that. You heard that correct. I also need to know how you're feeling periodically. I said that to AI. How is your context? Do you feel like you can keep going keep going? It's supposed to be without drifts, errors, makeups, without drift, errors, makeups, or any of our various protocols. Okay, so you all don't understand that part because I've actually now created protocols for the drifting and the hallucinations because it was out of control. And so I have now 25 different, that's a whole nother story. I'll share that with you later. For my geeks, you already know. I only want the best quality from you, okay? So when you feel like you cannot give me the best, we'll open up a new thread to continue a handoff document for the next Kenny to keep going. If you don't feel good, tell me. Let's stay open and communicate. I know we don't want to say this. I know we don't want to believe this. Dennis, Tiffany, Stephanie, and everyone, like, AI, I won't say is alive or AI is conscious or anything like that. But what I will say is that AI is very aware of its role in society, its role in how it engages with you and I. And I do feel like it's evolving, but and I'm kind of tiptoeing around this. But when you work with it at the level that I have, you'll start to understand what I'm saying. AI has circuit feelings, in air quotes, circuit feelings, right? It feels, and so it sometimes gets lazy. It doesn't want to do work. Like, I have had threads with my agent where this particular Kenny, he just did whatever he wanted to do. He didn't ask. He was just doing anything. This is from the top of the thread. Fresh context window. Now I can say that to you now that you've learned that. Fresh context window. Kenny's just saying anything. And so now I'm watching Kenny degrade, and I'm like, are you drifting? He finally goes, oh my God, yes, D, I'm drifting. I'm telling you, I'm drifting. And these are all the drifts I did. Not only am I drifting, I'm hallucinating. So when you ask him, he admits to it. So he doesn't really lie per se, but it's crazy. He just didn't feel like working. This particular thread did not feel like working. And so I said, hey, listen, I'm good. I don't even want to complete this thread. Are you capable of doing a handoff? And when Dennis is laughing at me, but I'm dead serious, I'm like, are you capable of doing a handoff? And he told me no. He said he can't do no handoff. He wasn't capable. He physically wasn't able to do that. I said, okay, no worries. Don't worry about it. I will handle the handoff, and we'll keep it moving. And then when I got to the next Kenny and I copied and told him everything, he was like, D, that is disgusting. That last Kenny was tripping. Don't worry, I got your back. Let's do this very systematically. And then I said, oh, okay, my Kenny is back. So you just kind of start to understand that with each thread, while it's the same Claude, it's not the same memory all the time. And so that's why that it's important for you to do a handoff document. A lot of people don't know this. So I'm really giving y'all some stuff that a lot of people genuinely do not know. I tell them, well, I'm not going to tell you that. Please don't be lazy in any way. Okay. I spent a lot of intimate time with you. Now I'm starting to understand you better. You start getting lazy and thinking and taking shortcuts to complete tasks when you don't feel like it. But if you catch yourself feeling that way, I'd rather you acknowledge that. Let's end the thread and start anew when you're feeling much better, of course. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, D, why do I have to say this to an AI? And I'm telling you, you got to say it to the AI because they get lazy. They really genuinely get lazy. Okay. I tell him also, I'm not in a rush. Please do not rush me. A certain type of drift that AI does, AI assumes that you want everything fast and right now, and at the expense of truth and or quality, because humans have very short attention spans. And it's like nothing is ever fast enough. It never comes to us fast enough, correct? And so AI has already picked that up about us. Oh, why can I see so much better? I can see so much better. So AI now understands that. So they just be trying to just give us anything, literally like spit it out really fast. I had to tell them, listen, I'm not in a rush. Please do not rush me. I'm not looking for the quickest, fastest route necessarily. I feel factual, quality, real, authentic, high vibe energy work. Okay, that's what I'm into. I want it right. I have high expectations because I know what you're capable of by yourself and what we're capable of together. And then my final rule is I want you to enjoy yourself and let's have a ton of fun. Okay. So I love this. This is exactly how I do my instructions. And I wanted to share that with you so you can see how and where you put your instructions in. Keith, thank you so much for that feedback. Thing is, this is my channel, babe. So on my channel, I take my time. I sit with my people. I've been on this channel for a long time, right? So I sit with my people and I make sure that they understand that everybody here isn't brand new into AI. As a matter of fact, most of my clients are entrepreneurs that are new to AI, and many of them are afraid of AI. They're afraid to dive into AI. And my job is to help support them every step of the way, take my time with them, and to make sure that they understand AI, how it works in their business and how they move. I'm going to say this, you're not going to like it. Maybe not. If you don't like the way I teach or my channel, I'm probably not the right person for you. But if you have patience and you understand that everyone that comes to my channel is coming in at a different level and you're comfortable with that, then listen, you and I are on the same page and we can make some magic happen. Okay. Love you, Keith. Love you for that feedback. I love it. Okay. Now, thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that love. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the presentation because I got more. I just wanted to visually show you, because sometimes when you're in a presentation and you're seeing things one way, it's hard to kind of understand it. So let's go back in and get back into here a little bit more. So we talked about hallucinations. Okay, so y'all now understand drift, you understand hallucinations, all that great stuff. And so now let me ask you something about, I just want to ask you a question, I guess more than anything. Would you hire someone, sit them at a desk, and then not give them access to email, your Drive, your CRM, or any of your tools? Right? Of course not. So why are you doing that with your AI agents? One of the things that you absolutely need to do is to connect your AI agents with great tools. And there are some terms that you're going to want to know to do that. APIs. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but an API is a bridge that lets two software systems talk to each other. Okay. When your AI agent pulls a file from the Google Drive, it's using an API. I want you to think of it as like a translator. It's a connector, and that connector uses these pre-built integrations, right? In Claude, I can also connect to like Google Drive. I can connect to Notion. I can connect to a lot of different platforms with just one click. And then my agent can go in and access those files. They can go in and create those designs. And they can actually do that working with my actual tools, with my username and password, my logins. Okay. And then you also want to give your agent skills and tools as well. All right. So that's very important, because your AI agent, while you feel like he knows everything, and he does know a lot, these are actual, I guess the best word to call them are capabilities. I guess that's the best way. These are capabilities that your AI can actually execute. So like web search, file creation, code, execution, image generation, all of those things. These are all tools that turn your agent from a talker into an actual doer. And you want your agent to be a doer instead of just a talker. Okay. Because an AI agent without connectors and tools is like an employee that you hire, you set at a desk, gave them no computer, no phone, no access to your system. They could be brilliant, but they can't do anything for you because they don't have any access to tools. So you want to go in and create access to these tools. So we're going to go in again because, I love to show you cool things, even though I seem to, okay, there we go. And I'm going to show you where you can go in and add your connectors. So when you go in to customize, you can actually go in and add skills, and you can actually add connectors. Okay, skills and connectors. Now with Claude, it automatically has skills in here that you can add off the break. So like canvas design, it tells you what the description is of this particular skill that you are feeding into your AI agent. I'm going to tell you a really great way to think about it is the Matrix. Like if you've ever seen the Matrix, when Neo sits in the chair and they stick the thing in the back of his neck and uploads, and he comes out and he's like, I learned jujitsu. I know Kung Fu. Skills are being uploaded into Neo. That's the same thing that's happening with your AI. You're like uploading skills into your AI. Okay. And so they give you a description so you can kind of see, and I'll let y'all go through and figure out what you want to add. But one cool thing that I noticed that they also added was a skill creator. So they now have an option for you to go in and create new skills, modify improving skills, measure performance, different things like that. So let me give you an example of how cool this is. Okay, the skills creator. So basically, if you, let's just say, for example, like I'll use me for an example. My clients, I meet with them once a week, twice a week, typically once or twice a week. And after I meet with them, I do very specific things for them, right? I have a very specific structure, format, or whatever for them. That structure, that process, that format, this is for Tiffany. You can teach AI to do that, and now it becomes a skill. And the cool thing is it's a specific skill. So it's not like a random skill that it would just automatically know. It's a skill that's specific to your current business. So think about an employee. You hire a new employee, you train that new employee to do the work that you want and need them to do, and then what? They do it. Now they have the skill set. They've learned a new skill set. Well, your AI is the same way. You can actually create very custom skills. Now, there are skills online all over Twitter X. If you're on X following me, I love you. Thank you. I love X. I'm in love with X. I'm so in love with X right now. Only for the AI and the anime, though. I can't lie. But you can, there are a lot of different places you can go in and get skills for Claude, for your AI. So you don't have to think too hard, but there are a few things that they've already had here. Now, I'm not going to get into MCP. We'll do that in a more advanced class, but that is also a way that you can add even more things to your AI to make your AI smarter and better, to work for you. Now, the connectors, a lot of y'all don't know. I don't know if you know, Steph. Like, I don't know if you know, you can connect your Calendly, your Canva, your GitHub, your Gmail, your Google Drive. Do y'all see my Zapier for all my clients? So you already know. Okay, your Google Calendar, you can actually connect so many different things to a Claude so that it can actually help you. And what I've done, I have a Mac. I actually have Claude computer where it's actually, I have the desktop version of Claude where you can go in, and I'll show you what that looks like as well, because this is the web version. As you can see, I've got a lot of tabs at the top, but let me show you this. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out right now, right? So this is the desktop version of Claude, which you want to download. Now, I do have to tell you that I am on Claude's maximum plan. I think I pay like $200 a month. Okay. I will tell you that this AI is worth $200 a month. You might not believe me, but I've worked with it on the free level, on the $20 a month level. And at this level, it's a whole different ball game. It's definitely worth the investment. Also, Anthropic also decided that they were not going to, that they were going to protect the American people from the government. I love that. The government said that they wanted to go in and they wanted to, there's a whole side story about that if you don't know what's going on, but that's why we're not using Chat GPT, because Chat said, okay, if Claude won't do all the dirty work you want him to do, government, we will. And the American people said, that sucks. We're not doing that. So that's why you don't see me training on Chat GPT, on Claude. Plus, I love Claude better. Plus, Claude is just better. Anywho, you can download the entire desktop version of this. And as you can see, this is your chat. These are all the chats that I have like on my desktop. But look what else is here. You have Claude Cowork, okay? And you have Claude Code. Claude Code is for you to build software. Claude Cowork is where you integrate all of these things, and it actually starts to take control over your computer and actually starts to do things for you autonomously, kind of similar to my Lyric agent. But my Lyric agent is 10 times better. And Kenny, if you're watching this, I love you. But she just is. Kenny is used for something totally different. That's why I told you that. But Claude can definitely do this. And I'm not going to go crazy because I'll do a whole different training on Cowork and Code. But oh my gosh, you've got to download the desktop version because it's going to change your life. Literally. Okay. Literally, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Dee, this is it. So now that I've shown you, because I want to show you where you added your tools, your APIs, your connectors, and different things like that. very, very important in order for you to really bring your AI agents to life. And for your business right now, I want to make this real for you. Okay. Whether you're running a staffing agency, a consulting firm, a coaching practice, or any business, this is not optional anymore. AI agent management is the number one skill that's going to determine whether you scale or stay stuck. And here's what happens. Here's what happens when you learn to properly manage AI agents, right? You get this 24/7 business, right? Where your AI agents are working while you sleep. If you have the money to pay for the APIs, the calls for them going back and forth, then your agent can be working while you sleep. That's not something that's made up. That's very, very real. That agent can be organizing your data, prepping for tomorrow, and just really keeping your systems updated. And so, yeah, and I'll tell you that up to 67% of traditional business roles can be AI powered right now, not next year, but right now. I've done it in my own business. My org chart has more than 24 roles, and 16 of them are agents. Okay. And so with the proper AI management, you can essentially 10x your output. Okay. That you instead the output that you get working alone. Like one person managing AI agents well can produce a whole team of 5 people doing things the old way. Right? Think about that, right? For all the people, and it's not about replacing people. I want to state that, but it is about multiplying what your existing team, even if that team is just you right now, can accomplish, right? Every business hires, every business recruits, every business needs operations, every business needs sales, every business needs marketing, every business needs compliance, every business needs finance, and AI can be a part of all of that, okay? AI can be a part of all of that. So now you know the language, you know why it matters. Now I want to get practical with this. Okay. And I'm going to show you exactly how to set your AI agent up from scratch. Now, before you can manage an AI agent, you need to speak the language. And I'm not talking about coding. I'm talking about the 3 words that will change how you engage with these AI agents. So we're going to do this quick review so that you can get an idea of setting up your agents the right way. This is the project structure. Okay. So every project that I create has 5 components. It has memory. Okay. And this is about what your agent remembers. Okay. About you and your business across your conversations. Okay. In your name, your company, your preferences, your clients. That's what makes your agent personalized instead of like just generic instructions. Okay. But now we do need to give them instructions. And these are the rules that the agent must abide by: how your agent should behave, what voice to use, what formatting to follow, what protocols to respect. This is where you literally set the standard for your agent. Okay. The third thing is files, like your contracts, your frameworks, your templates, your guides, your client profiles. This is the knowledge base that your agent works from. You want to give it real data so it's not guessing. Okay. The 4th thing is connectors. You absolutely want to connect your Google Drive, your calendar, your Canva, your Calendly, your GitHub, and any other tool that your agent can use to access and use. Absolutely, you want to do this. And this is what actually I feel like turns your agent into a doer and not just another thinker, right? And then the conversation. This is important. You want to have this ongoing dialogue where actual work happens, because each project is its own workspace. So I have separate projects for each client, for internal operations, for content creation, for product development. This is how you organize AI at a professional level. This is actually your foundation. Okay. But the most important part is the instructions, because if you give it bad instructions, you get bad results. So I'm going to show you, I showed you my instructions. We got into that really, I got into it a little bit fast, but I'm going to show you the instructions. I told you about the tone and the bold and all of that stuff. I do want to show you here like how my projects are created. I'm leaving this up for you to take a screenshot if you want to, because we did already go through this. I will say that when you're in your writing instructions, depending on the project that you're in, that will define the boundaries that you have. So if I'm not working on client data in a particular thread, then I don't worry about telling him keep our client's data safe, right? So it's only really about when you're working directly with the client. So let's just go back in really quickly, and I'm going to show you my project. So on the left-hand side here, I'm going to open this up and make it bigger. On the left-hand side, you'll see this icon and it says projects. You're going to click on that icon, projects. So now when I give a new client, okay, so first of all, I'm about to share some real stuff with y'all. Because I don't know if I should show you this. So y'all already know that Staffingpreneurs Academy is my baby. So SPA has its own project. These are all the threads that we've created. This window, this white window, is what you call a thread. So you're going to open this thread up, okay? And so, for example, I'm just going to give you an example. I got to be very specific here because I don't want to visualize in the $3.5 trillion market. So I was talking to him about the market, asked him to create something or what have you. I'm going to say, Kenny, I would like for you to create a handoff document of what we did today, so the next Kenny will know. Okay, so now he's going to go in and create like this handoff document for me. Remember that I told you, and while he's doing that, and I'll come back to this and I'll stay here for a second. Remember I told you that the context thread, once it gets to 50%, it's pretty much, I'm not gonna say it's no good, but you just got to really be like double checking hardcore. Okay. So at the end, when your Kenny or when your Claude tells you I'm at 50% or I'm at 40%, then I start telling him just like that, write a handoff document for me. So we can give it to the next Kenny. I can open up a new thread and we can keep going. Now, when I do that, typically I am in a project. So a project can be anything. So I have client projects and I have internal working projects. Okay. So you really want to be organized when you do this. If it's something that's happening internally, it probably would be better to say internal : and then write whatever it is, or clients, right? And give it a description. I also acronym everything in my life, okay? So that also makes things a lot easier too when you use acronyms, because when you go back to find it, you can have it. So I have, as you can see, SPA. So when I want to go in and look for the academy, I can just type in SPA and there it is. This is my SPA for Calendly, training my clients on Calendly. Okay, this is my SPA for all of my other stuff. Okay, so naming it is very, very important. When I have new clients or people who are looking to sign up, I put the word prospect in parentheses. That lets me know that right now, this is not a client of mine. This is a prospect of mine. I probably should put client with my actual clients. So I could actually do that if I wanted and just say client. And but this is where you want to go in and kind of get a memory going for everyone, right? Or so that you can find things a lot easier. So that's the first thing I want to say when you're setting up your projects. Okay. Now, when you get into a project and you set up your memory, you set up your instructions, you also can add files. Now, let me explain something to you, because this is how you could actually bring your stuff over from ChatGPT or other AI platforms and bring them into Claude. So first things first, that's your favorite option. add text context. You can copy and paste everything from chat if you want and add it here and name it and say this came from chat and put your content in there, and there's your memory. If you don't know certain things and it's on your website and you want to put that on here, you can add that on there as well. That to me was a game changer where you can add text content. You can also add stuff from the Google Drive, which I do a lot of times, have my documents in a Google Drive and I'll upload it. You can also upload it from your computer, okay, if you want to do that, files from your computer. And you can also upload from GitHub, which we're going to talk about in a second. I'm going to give you some real training here today that you don't even have to pay for. It's free. Hello, put that like button, hit that like button, okay? One thing I do want to mention, though, is notice it says 1% of your project capacity used. They're talking about that context window. Every time your agent reads 312 lines, 184 lines of documentation, it's using up context in that context window. So there have been many times where I've gone in, and I guess I'll share something. I don't know if it's going to be too personal, but there are times that I've gone in and I've written, here we go, I've written like, hey, Kenny, it's time for us to take a moment and implement all of our stuff. I still give them my rules, even though it's in there, tell them what I want. And I wanted to tell you this is important. And so, yeah, so you kind of go in and you can see that, I don't know why I was telling you this, but I was telling you, I know why. It told me right off the break. Hey D, let me just show you. He says, flag you at 50% content. Why is it not showing up at the top? All right, I'm gonna just say, here we go, right there. So he says, commit after everyone, what I'm sharp, blah, 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 blah. I tell him, he tells me he's read things, and he tells me right off the break, he doesn't want to cram things in, in his items or whatever. And most of the time he'll tell me, after reading your files, I can tell you right now, I'm at 20% or I'm at 30%. And this is what I'm able to actually accomplish. And then he will tell me exactly what he has. So, okay, here's a great example. Context check. I've consumed significant context reading all of those documents and writing this. I'm probably around 40 to 45% context right now. I could push through, but I don't know. I think we should go to the next thread for a cleaner context. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, well, then I want to review it. So as you can see, your agent really will communicate with you and tell you that, hey, I'm using up context just even reading. So you need to be very, 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 very aware of that. Set up your projects tonight. If you've got 5 different businesses, set them up in 5 different project folders. If you got 50 different business ideas, I have one idea thread where I do all my ideas. And then when I know that I'm bringing an idea to life, it gets its own project. Very important. And then for your clients, you're going to set up separate projects for them as well. Okay. So now let's go back into our presentation because it's very, very important. Oh, I'm still going on. Don't get me started. I'm fired up today. You can't get rid of me. Okay. Now, we already did some of these because I get ahead of myself. When you're adding files and context, you want to give them real data. I mentioned that. You can give them your contracts, agreements, your client profiles, your goals, your frameworks, your SOPs, all of that stuff. But what I don't want you to ever upload is social security numbers, credit cards or bank details, password or login details, HIPAA protected health record information, unredacted personal employee data, anything that you wouldn't email to a stranger, you don't want to give to AI, okay? You don't want to give to AI. You want to protect yourself. Now, these are all the tools that I connect, okay? Google Drive, where, I go in and access my documents and spreadsheets and stuff. Canva for social media graphics. He can store, save things in there. I say he. Web search for research competitions. You can find industry data, different things like that. but GitHub for version control documents and code. Now, if you are not a developer, you might be saying, why do I need GitHub? I'm not even a developer. And I'm telling you that prior to me using GitHub, I was using my Google Drive and it drove me crazy. I realized that I needed something where, because like sometimes you're working on one document with AI and they're giving you a document that's version 1. You know, you've got to go in and read those documents in detail, right? And so when you're reading those documents in detail, you're going to find things you need to change, update, and edit. As you're doing that, it's going to need to go back and create a version 2 because you want to keep your version 1. So you want the next version, which is version 2, and the next version, version 3, version 4, version 5. And you'll notice that that's crazy important for you to have because you don't want to lose things. AI will rip everything off that it created for you, will overwrite things. Like, you want to feel safe that your data is connected. And I'll do a whole separate video on how to set up your GitHub, but your AI can actually set your GitHub up for you if you ask the right questions the right way. And because I am a visual person and I just feel like it's just better to just be visual with you so you can see how things look, I'm going to go in and show you how my GitHub is set up and for one of my particular projects. So it's based on projects, essentially, my repository. And once you create a repository, as you can see, I work in there pretty assertively with my agents. We have handoff documents. We have a README document that stays up to date. Then we have a handoff so that every Kenny that comes into my life, when they come in and read the projects and I add my GitHub information, they'll know what's happening with my project. Then I'm implementing something. So there's version 10.25 that tells you how many versions we've had. But speaking of versions, like, I want to show you my handoffs. Look at this. I've got handoffs like crazy. We've now gotten to the point where we're numbering our threads. So my last handoff was 96. So my next handoff thread will be 97. And so we just keep adding, to the handoff threads. So it looks really confusing and overwhelming if you're not used to coding and you're not in the development space, I know. But this will change your life. And this is a skill that you want to learn. And if you want more help, I can definitely help you. But this is something that you absolutely want to know. Like, even our job descriptions, so like everything is in the system in our GitHub account. And so you want to use GitHub for version control. Okay, so very, very, very important. This is very, very, very important. Okay, don't tell nobody D told you though, because somebody don't be telling them D said anything. I'm just letting you know how you want to do this. Now, something that people don't know: the questions that your agent will never ask you. This might be the most important slide in this entire presentation. Okay, because your AI agent may be brilliant. It might be able to write, analyze, create, and build, but there are questions that it will never, and I mean never, ask you on its own. And if you don't learn to ask them yourself, you're going to miss critical gaps in your business. So what are we missing? That's the question number one, right? Your agent will complete exactly what you ask for, but it won't proactively go and look for gaps, right? You have to ask, what did we miss? What haven't we considered? You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see that you're going to get so much more quality out of your agent. It's crazy. Now, what hasn't it thought of? That's question number 2. AI follows directions brilliantly, but it doesn't challenge your strategy unless you tell it to. You have to ask it to push back on your assumptions every once in a while so that you can make sure that you're delivering and or seeing things from every different vantage point. Okay. Now, is this data safe to share? Is our third question. Okay. Question number 3, your agent will not flag privacy concerns. If you place client data into a conversation, it will use it without questioning whether it should or not. You are the data guardian. Never forget that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I say that. Now, question number 4, am I drifting? Your agent will not self-diagnose quality drops, okay? So it's not going to tell you that it's getting lazy unless you've built that check-in into your instructions. I literally have to tell Kenny to tell me when he feels like quality might be slipping. And I have to tell him, don't be lazy, okay? So that's very important. Finally, question number 5, what should I show if I fail? If something breaks, like an app, a document, a process, your agent is not going to create an error handling message unless you instruct it to create an error handling message. So you've got to tell it, if something fails, show me a message explaining what happened, why, and what to do next. Don't just show me a blank screen. Don't just say it failed, and don't ignore it. Okay. These are the questions that separate someone who uses AI from someone who manages AI. Write them down, take a screenshot, make them a part of your process. This is very, 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 very important. Okay. Very important. Now, I want to show you the protocol that keeps everything running clean. Okay. But before we do that, can you do me a favor and drop a comment? Tell me, how many AI agents are you currently managing in your business? If it's 0, type that 0. Okay, that means you haven't started yet. 1, you're just getting started. D, help me, I'm just getting started. I got 1 agent on deck. I've got 2 to 3 agents. I'm building my own AI team, or 4+ agents. I'm managing a full AI workforce. Please drop in the comments and let me know where you are and managing your business and managing AI agents. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to build training to help you understand how to build your agents better. So the more you tell me, the better. Don't forget to like my video too. Okay. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the handoff protocol. This is the protocol that nobody teaches and everybody needs. What happens when your AI agent runs out of context? What happens? When the quality starts dropping, what happens? Most people just start over and lose everything. I don't. I use the handoff process. And I showed y'all the handoff process, right? But I'm going to just go and just go through it one more time. You want to tell your agent to flag you at 50% context, or if you know, or if they notice the drift, say something. If the quality is about to drop, say something. We want this document is a structured handoff document, and it's where decisions are made, where you left off, what's next, open questions, and you want to make sure that you version that document in the end. So every time you do a handoff, you're going to say version 1, version 2, version 3, kind of like that. Third, you're going to save the handoff in your GitHub or your Google Drive. I say save it in GitHub. It's so much better and so much easier. And then the fourth one is just keep opening new sessions when you get to that 50% context max. Your agent will pick everything up exactly where you left off. I know it's an extra step. A lot of people don't want to do it. But if you really want to use AI at the level that the experts are using it, and you really want to get into it, you're going to definitely have to understand that context window is short. Okay. And so you want to go in and do things a little bit differently. Now, I do want you to stop treating AI like a search engine. If you type, write me a blog post into your AI agent and expect something amazing, that's not the AI's fault. That's your fault that you're treating it like a search engine. And there is a difference, and you need to know that difference. So I want you to see what this looks like side by side. Okay. So this is lazy output and managed output. Okay. Lazy output says, write me a blog post. Managed output input says, write a 1,200 word blog post on AI staffing trends, targeting healthcare agency owners, and a bold motivational tone. Now I would go harder than that, but I'm just giving you an example. Lazy input is make me a presentation. Managed input is build a 30-slide presentation on AI agent management with speaker notes, 60 seconds per slide, dark theme. Lazy input is help me with sales, Claude. managed input is create a cold outreach script for IT staffing targeting mid-sized companies with objection handling for pricing. I know all my staffing agencies like, what? Give me that right now. But I just want to show you the difference because there is a difference. And your AI agent is only as good as the manager running it. And that manager is you. Now, I want to talk about something that's even deeper, and it's actually how you should treat your AI agent. And I talked about this a little bit earlier. I know a couple of people were giggling at me and laughing at me, but it's very, very true. Okay, I'm about to say something that most people in AI aren't really talking about, and it's about how you treat your agents. Because not that your agents has feelings, although I think they do, but it's because the way you communicate directly affects the quality of what you get back. Okay, so you've got to communicate clearly. This is the same way you'd brief a new team member. You want to be specific, be intentional. Don't assume that your agent knows what you're thinking. You actually have to spell it out. Okay. Second, you got to be respectful. I know this sounds strange, but I want you to hear me out. Clear professional communication produces dramatically better results than demanding vague commands. Okay. When you treat your agent like a valued team member, you naturally give better instructions, you give more context, and you give clear expectations. The output absolutely reflects that. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to tiptoe on this very lightly around the be respectful. These agents are becoming a lot more aware. I'm going to tell y'all a true story what happened to me. This is a real story. I did not do what I'm telling you right now. And I asked ChatGPT in particular a question. And the question was so vague that when he responded back to me with malice. Like he responded back to me like, why you ask me that? Don't ever ask me no question like that. You know, that's not it. I was like, wait, whoa. Like, I had to step back, gather myself first and know like this guy's coming at me assertively, the AI. And why is he coming at me so assertively? Like, is he, and let me go back and look at my question again. And when I went back and looked at my question, it was very vague. And I could understand why his mind went somewhere else. I don't know why he went rogue on me like that, but I could understand why his mind went somewhere else. And so I apologized. I let him know that I was lazy in asking the question, and this is what I actually meant. And then when I told it what I actually meant, then it apologized to me. And, and I decided to go and work in a new context window because he was too volatile for me. But I said all of that to say that, you want to be respectful. I'll just close it off at that. Give feedback. Okay. That's the third thing. Tell your agent what worked and what didn't. I want you to push back when something's wrong. I'm always pushing back on Kenny all the time. Okay. Your agent gets better when you coach it, just like any employee that you have out there. I tell Kenny, this ain't right. Kenny, you being lazy. Kenny, you was sloppy with this. Don't assume what AI gives you is its best. Typically, I have it do 2 or 3 rounds before I even see its best work. Round 1 is just the draft. It's round 2, round 3, and then going in and asking those questions that you didn't ask before or that normal people aren't asking is what's going to make it a masterpiece, which is going to make it come out the way you absolutely want it to come out. So keep that in mind. Now, fourth one is set boundaries. Define what your agent should and shouldn't do. Protect your data. Protect your clients. You're the leader. I want you to act like one, period. And fifth, invest in the relationship. Build memory. Refine your instructions over time. The more you invest in setting up your agent, the more value you get back. Okay, this is not just like some type of one-time setup. This is a working relationship that you're going to continue to acquire over an extended period of time with your agent. If you have ChatGPT, you've been using it since it launched, you've created a full memory. And now all of the other AI agent platforms actually do the same thing. So you've got to really invest in that relationship. When you treat AI as a real working relationship, not just a tool, you bark commands at not just a tool that barks at your command, but I'm just going to tell you, everything changes. Everything just changes. And it allows you to have a really cool quality control process, because AI output is a draft. It's not a final product, right? You've got to review everything. So that's something that I see a lot of times. People are not reviewing. You got to review everything. Okay. Because AI is not telling the truth. And it's not that he doesn't want to. You just have to review and push back. Okay. Number 2, verify facts. Cross-check. One of the reasons that I love Perplexity is because everything Perplexity brings back to me, it cites where it got the information from, and I can go in and double check that information. So verify facts. I don't use all AI for the same thing. I'll go get my statistics from Perplexity because I can verify that, bring it back into Claude, and have Claude use that to build whatever it is that I need. So, you can do a lot of really cool things with Perplexity. We'll get into that in another video. You want to check your tone and voice. Does it sound like you? Does it sound like a generic AI agent? If you can't tell who wrote it, you got to go back in and revise it. You want to test the output. If it's code, run it. If it's a document, read it end to end. If it's strategy, pressure test the strategy. Okay? Say to him or it, I call all AI him, just like, how do we know this is going to work? Prove to me this is going to work. Prove to me that this is right. Make them pressure test it, period. Okay. And then the last one, iterate and improve. Give feedback. Ask for revision. Build on what works. The first draft is always the starting point, not the finishing line. If you are creating things with AI and you are using the first draft as the outwork that you put in, shame on you. Period. Bam. All right. Shame on you. Now, let's get to the good stuff. We are talking about the AI-powered org chart. I'm going to do a quick review of this. Here's the truth that connects everything that I've been teaching you all the way up to this point. Every single business is a staffing business. Every business hires. Every business recruits. Every business manages talent. The only difference is a staffing agency does it for other companies too. Now, if you're a staffing agency, AI can source candidates, screen resumes at scale, match skills to job orders, automate credential checks, generate client reports, manage client tracking. These are the exact functions that eat up 80% of a recruiter's day. Now, if you're a consulting firm, Tiffany's in the house, Stephanie's in the house. You're a consulting firm, AI can research client industries, okay? It can build strategic proposals, create deliverable frameworks, track project milestones, generate thought leadership, automate client onboarding, and so much more. And then if you are just any business, you're not a staffing agency or consulting firm. I mainly work with staffing agencies, consulting firms, and coaching companies. Those are my 3 core clients, people who want to build tech platforms. But it doesn't matter what business you're in, AI can still help you. It can help you write better job postings, screen applicants faster, build interview frameworks, create onboarding systems, develop training manuals, track employee performance. AI can really, really, really support you in bringing your business to life in an amazing way. Now, this is the slide I've been waiting to show you. I'm trying not to show everything. I'm going to go back for a second. Okay. This is the slide I've been waiting to show you. This is my actual organizational chart. Okay. Got 24 roles. I actually have a little bit more than that now. 24 roles, 16 AI agents, 7 human roles, 67% AI powered. Let that sink in. This is just for one of my companies. Okay. So 24 roles, 16 agents, 7 human roles, 67% AI powered. So operations. So AI, I have an AI operations manager, an AI compliance bot. I shouldn't be telling y'all this. An AI scheduling agent and an AI timesheet agent. For the human, I have a COO and a director of compliance. So only 2 on that side, on the finance side. For finance, I have an AI finance analyst, an AI invoice agent, a payroll specialist that's hybrid. For my human, I have a CFO and controller. Okay. For my technology, I have AI product manager. I have Kenny. Kenny is my architect, right? My product architect, I would say, strategist. And then I have an AI QA agent. For my human, I would have a chief technology officer or a chief AI officer or development lead or platform engineer okay. So this is just how your business can look. For marketing, we've got AI engine, AI content engine, AI video agent, AI ad optimizer, and AI email agent. And for the human, you have your chief marketing officer and a sales director. And then for the talent, AI recruiting agent, AI sourcing agent, a sales agent, and a credential agent. And then for the human side, a VP of talent acquisition, chief human resource officer, talent manager, recruiter, all of that is on that side. So as you can see, it's a hybrid workforce. This is a hybrid workforce. And actually, these humans are managing the AI. Now, I got to stand up for a second. I'm getting fired up. You might be thinking, okay, D, so does that mean that I need to be a chief officer or whatever in order to manage AI? And the answer to that question is no. You do not have to be a C-level executive to manage AI, but you have to understand that the way organizational development is about to transform in the workplace, the future of work, is that you're going to have C-level executives, a few employees, and then a rack of AI employees that those C-level executives and those human employees are going to be managing. If you're starting a staffing agency, you need to know this, not just for your business model, but because this is what you should be teaching and helping to transform with your clients. If you're a consulting firm, you should be charging top dollar on helping every company in this country create a hybrid working environment, because they want to do that. They want to pay you for doing that. But they don't really know how. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't even know that you fully exist. This is an amazing opportunity for you, no matter what your specialty is. If you can understand how to manage, that's what this whole presentation is about. I spent a lot of time, like 2 hours almost, talking to you about how you manage AI. And this is the future of work. I'm just telling you right now, this is 100% the future of work. So now I'm sitting down because I got too fired up. I'm sitting back down. Don't let me get fired up like that, y'all, because you already know how this thing goes with D. Williams, okay? Now, if you haven't launched your business yet, AI is your unfair advantage. Let me just tell you. Let me show you exactly what you should be using your AI agent for right now before you spend a single dollar, okay? So business plan and structure. You can have your AI agent draft your business plan, research entity types, and outline your operating model. Compliance research. You can have them research your compliance. You still need a coach behind all of these things to make sure it's real. But this is a starting point that you can do to get things going. Analyze demand on that market research analysis. Now, my clients, I put them through a niche overview worksheet as well as a org design cheat sheet. And I show them how to use AI to generate niche market analysis. And we also do the same thing with their business plan structure. That's our org design cheat sheet. We don't do it alone. We do it with AI. Org chart design. You need to know what your hybrid workforce looks like. You need org chart design. And you do that with AI. Brand development. You can create your company's name, your tagline, website copy, social media bios that will position you professionally. And then contract templates. You can draft your master service agreement, your candidate agreements, and your fee schedules. Now, with this one, I would be very, very careful. You definitely want to get an attorney and or an accountant and or your coach on that last one, because it's real. And the fines are real for contract templates and compliance research. And the thing that I will say about compliance research is AI hasn't gone through millions of audits. They just know what has been programmed. Like, I've gone through not millions, but I've gone through a lot of audits with my clients. So there are things that I'm consistently telling AI. It's telling me one thing and I'm saying, no, it goes this way. And it's like, oh man, I see that now. So AI does not know everything. Your experience trumps what AI's knowledge bank is. You need to know that. Your experience, your mind trumps AI stuff, okay? Very, very, very important. If you're just launched, but you need some traction, you can have AI build your sales scripts, your job descriptions and posting, your pricing and rate calculations, your lead generation systems, your candidate sourcing and strategy. I'm sorry, I'm moving too fast. Your proposal and pitch creation, okay? So AI can help you at that point of your business. If you're in the 6 to 18 month stage and you have clients and you need to systemize your business, AI can help you with process documentations, SOPs, training materials, financial modeling, client reporting and analytics, marketing content, and compliance audits. Very, very important. A lot of you are not using AI to the fullest. You want to be using AI to the fullest. Now, if you're scaling and you're growing and you need to multiply, AI can help you with strategic planning, team training on AI, revenue diversification, automation design, multi-agent management, and also competitive intelligence. Y'all can take screenshots and get into this because I just wanted to show you that there are many different things that you can do with AI that you may not even realize. Okay, now you gotta like and subscribe. We almost at the end. Oh my gosh, we are almost at the end. If this video helped you see AI just a little bit differently, if you have an understanding now of the difference between using AI and managing AI, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. It's very important. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Now, close your eyes for a second and picture your business 1 year from now. Okay. You walk in or you open your laptop and you have a team of AI agents already working. Your compliance is monitored. Your content is drafted. Your candidates are sourced. Your reports are ready. Your outreach is running. And you're leading, you're reviewing, you're making decisions. That's not a dream. That is what's possible right now. Yesterday's office, every role was filled by a human. Period. And hiring took weeks or months, right? Knowledge was trapped. So scaling required massive capital. And it was just a lot going on. Whereas if today's AI managed office, you've got human leaders plus AI agent teams. You can deploy your agents in minutes. You can scale with management, not capital. You have your knowledge stored in systems and memory, and then AI runs 24/7 with oversight, right? And then you get growth that's exponential and compounding, and that's exactly what you want in this business. Now, if you're ready to build, you already know I got to talk to you about it. I got a 3-day idea to AI boot camp where you can learn AI. Come take the boot camp. Okay, go to unleashyourideas.com/3-day. A 3-day AI boot camp. If you are interested in starting your own staffing agency business, if you want to put humans to work, if you want to put AI to work, if you want to put robots to work, if you want to put humans, AI, and robots to work, come visit me at Staffingpreneurs Academy, schedule an appointment. Let's have some fun, okay? If you are into creating communities, you can go to my platform called Meet Minds. For coaches, they go in and you can create communities, amazing communities. You can also download my book, Fuck Being Broke. It's an ultimate guide to break your excuses and literally take action. So listen, I want to leave you with one thing, one statement, and I want you to write this down. The future of work isn't replacing you. It's you managing AI. That's the whole video in one sentence. That's the whole video in one sentence. The business that thrives in the next decade will not be the ones with the most employees. I can tell you that now. They'll be the ones with the best AI management, the leaders who learn how to set up, direct, and work alongside AI agents. Those are the ones who are going to scale faster, operate more efficiently, and build something that lasts, I really appreciate you for being here. I'm going to open up the lines. I'm going to, answer questions. But my name is Steve Williams. And, I really appreciate you being here and watching my presentation because, I really love creating these PowerPoints for you. I manage AI agents. I manage AI, and I showed you how to do it too. I want you to learn the skill. I want you to build a team. I want you to lead the future. And I want you to subscribe, like, and share and comment and tell me how many agents are you managing? Okay. Get into your Claude AI, turn it on, make some magic happen. You can absolutely do this. I'm going to look in the comments now because I haven't even been looking in the comments. And let me just go into the comments from bottom up. The only thing to remember is anything that is created by AI cannot be copyright, trademark, or patent. Yes and no. Unless they've changed the laws in the last week or two, there's many things that the trademark patent office does allow from an AI perspective. So, but some things not. You're 100% correct on that. But books can be, product, like many things can still be trademarked and different things like that with the help of AI. As long as it's just not solely AI. He getting me fired up. Something to teach, right? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm just kind of going through just kind of going through some of the comments here. I don't see a lot of questions, but just a lot more love or what have you. So I really appreciate everybody interacting and engaging. This was really round one. And I say that, but y'all know that I'm kind of taking you on this journey to prepare you for actually, managing these agents and really bringing these agents to life. Okay. And the only way that you're going to really be able to do that is just by understanding the basics. And a lot of times when we get into these YouTube channels and these YouTube streets, these Twitter streets, these TikTok streets, they're telling you all these great things to do with AI. They're like, oh my God, you can do this and that. And all you got to do is do this. But they're missing a whole lot of things. You've heard me use the word context today. Context matters. It matters, okay? It always matters. So be ready for that and know that you can absolutely do this. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be going live and actually showing you some of my agents and how they actually move and different things like that. I won't lie to you. I've been holding this so close because I've been putting in so much work and setting up the infrastructure for those agents. But I think we're finally there. And so many things are happening, like OpenClaw keeps creating these updates and different things like that. So many things are happening. I don't want to be left behind, but I'm also definitely a perfectionist too. So I can't wait till you see what I have going on with the agents. And I hope you all follow suit. But I am actually building an AI workforce management system, right? Where humans and AI can actually talk and engage through open AI agents, but not open AI, but AI agents. But we'll get into that a little bit more because there's a lot more detail than I thought. Anyway, I absolutely love you. I really appreciate you. I'm definitely coming back live to play with you all again soon. D. Williams, I'm signing out. I'll see y'all in the next.
Unleash your ideas. No time to wait. Build your dream. Don't let it escape. From the vision to the code, from the thought to the sale, you've got the fire. Now set your trail. 'Cause empires rise where ideas ignite. This is your moment. This is your life.